This Sunday, assault on democracy. Egged on by President Trump.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength.
Thousands of pro-Trump rioters storm into the Capitol building. Overwhelming security. Members of Congress cowering in the House gallery.
We were just told that there has been tear gas in the rotunda, and we're being instructed to each of us get a gas mask.
5 people dead. The Speaker's office breached, many others trashed. Seems more out of a dictatorship than a democracy. Now the aftermath. Democrats moving to impeach the president a second time.
I think the American people have seen enough, and they are ready for us to do the job of impeaching this man.
Cabinet secretaries and other officials resigning.
I can't stay here. Not after yesterday.
The president, permanently banned from Twitter, insisting he and his supporters will not go away. A democracy in crisis. Welcome to Sunday and a special edition of Meet the Press.
From NBC News in Washington, the longest-running show in television history, this is a special edition of Meet the Press with Chuck Todd.
Good Sunday morning. It was almost exactly 4 years ago at his inauguration that Donald Trump stood at the U.S. Capitol and said, "This American carnage stops right here and stops right now." On Wednesday, that American carnage came to the Capitol, inspired by a president trying to deny his successor's inauguration. Make no mistake, what happened that day was an insurrection against the United States government by thousands of pro-Trump rioters who stormed and sacked the Capitol, aided by elected Republicans trying to overturn Joe Biden's victory with a big lie, and inspired by a president of the United States who urged that mob on. Then later that day excused the violence with a lie, again calling the election fraudulent. Since Wednesday, President Trump has been largely out of sight, muzzled by Twitter and Facebook. His only public appearance, a walk-it-back video scripted by someone else in which he told those same rioters they will pay if they broke the law. So what now? Democrats are preparing to impeach President Trump for a second time. Speaker Nancy Pelosi promising to move forward if Mr. Trump does not resign. There has been talk of removing the president through the 25th Amendment, but there does not appear to be enough support for that. And Mr. Trump is even said to be discussing trying to preemptively pardon himself. Or he could be talked into resignation early in order to receive a more legally sound pardon from a President Pence. Wednesday's madness was what happens when supporters take President Trump both seriously and literally. Still, this was as predictable as it was shocking. In fact, don't take my word for it. Take the word of Senator Marco Rubio, who said this in 2016 about supporting candidate Trump, something he has done since 2016. You mark my words, there will be prominent people in American politics who will spend years explaining to people how they fell into this. Days after he provoked a violent mob to storm the Capitol, a single article of impeachment is expected to be introduced on Monday, accusing President Trump of incitement of insurrection if he does not resign.
We're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength.
There's a gun! There's a gun! There's a gun!
This video shows the moment rioters reached the door of the Speaker's lobby, leading to the House chambers. Lawmakers hiding in fear. Capitol Police brandishing guns in an armed standoff.
We were just told that there has been tear gas in the rotunda, and we're being instructed to each of us get gas masks that are under our seats.
Dozens have now been charged after Wednesday's rampage, including Richard Barnett of Arkansas, photographed in Speaker Pelosi's office; Lonnie Kaufman of Alabama, whose vehicle allegedly contained 11 Molotov cocktails, a handgun, and an assault rifle. He was carrying 2 more guns; and Jacob Anthony Chansley, a.k.a. Jake and Jelly of Arizona, who confronted law enforcement carrying a spear. Protester Ashley Babbitt was fatally shot by a police officer, now on administrative leave. Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick also died from injuries after pro-Trump rioters struck him in the head with a fire extinguisher, according to police.
This is an act of domestic terrorism. So this is what the FBI will be focused on 24/7.
The president on Wednesday telling the mob,
This was a fraudulent election, but we can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you.
only taping a scripted about-face after pressure.
My focus now turns to ensuring a smooth, orderly, and seamless transition of power.
Then reversing course again on Twitter, tweeting his supporters will have a giant voice long into the future. They will not be disrespected or treated unfairly, saying he will not be going to Biden's inauguration. Hours later, Twitter permanently suspended his account due to the risk of further incitement of violence. Now Democrats are pushing to impeach him a second time.
He has done something so serious that there should be prosecution against him.
I think the American people have seen enough.
Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski calling on President Trump to step down. Quote, "I want him out. He has caused enough damage."
I will definitely consider whatever articles they might move, because as I've told you, I believe the president has disregarded his oath of office.
But Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell is making it clear impeachment proceedings could not start until January 19th in the Senate, a day before Biden is sworn in.
I think it's a ridiculous discussion to have. You don't have the time for it to happen, even if there was a reason